Hello, I'm Spoody Biscuit, and this is my video submission for Descent Maximum Hotshot name percent. Without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and play back the VOD. Got this while I was practicing for GDQ submissions, and yeah, it's the current world record and a pretty solid run. So you may be familiar with the Descent 2 run I did about a year ago. I think it was in GDQ 2017, I think. Um, it's this Descent Maximum is the level set used in the PS1 port of Descent 2. They redesigned a bunch of the levels to be more compact and more concise, a little bit more linear, just to better accommodate the limited controls on a PlayStation controller compared to what you have on PC. So it's kind of a pint-sized version of the Descent 2 run. They also kind of redid the power-up curve quite a bit in a way that's a lot better, honestly. If you recall the Descent 2, we almost immediately get the Helix Cannon and just kind of start destroying everything with it immediately. We're not going to see that until much later. There's a little more weapon variety. We're starting off with the basic lasers, which we upgrade to the quads there. Pretty simple, obvious, just a double damage increase. And quads are going to be what we're using for a while here. So this level, third level, Destination Sony, introduces the Diamond Claw, which Diamond Claws are going to kind of dictate the pace of a lot of the run. With the smaller levels in Descent 2, they are much more prone to blocking choke points in Descent Maximum than the original Descent 2. And these are tough melee enemies that can't really be budged. And if you shoot them with energy weapons, they have a random chance to counterattack with a homing plasma counter. So, and they're pretty tanky on top of that, so they're just a big pain in the neck all around and love to block choke points. So, yeah, a lot of the a lot of my movement is to try and manipulate their movement so they don't block choke points. It's pretty hard to do, though. We're coming up on the first boss, and yeah, with fairly basic equipment here, just level 3 quad lasers. The boss does take a little bit of effort. It's a little dangerous, but not too much to worry about. But we'll see him coming up in a little bit. Making sure I collect Vulcan ammo that's available on the way. That's going to be important later on in the run. This level also introduces enemies with the flash missiles. You saw their effect a little bit there. Thankfully, just because of muscle memory, even if I happen to get hit by a straight flash, I can generally still make my way around as necessary. So something else you'll notice is that I'm not flying in a straight line much at all, and that's because flying in a straight line is slow. You want to combine 3 vectors of movement, and just moving on all 3 axes, so like vertical, horizontal, and forward reverse. So if you kind of tilt at a diagonal, like have your destination diagonal and combine like forward, right, and down, say, it's a little faster, about 60% faster than just holding straight. So yeah, this boss, we pick up cloaking device here to make him have a harder time hitting. Just kind of gotta move around in circles to make sure the diamond claws don't cause too much trouble. Because while you are partially invisible to a cloak with a cloaking device, and enemies won't be able to easily lock on their position, they can still kind of track you if you're actively shooting or colliding with something. So at least homing missiles, which the boss did have, can't lock on me with cloaking, so it's a good safety. I kill one of the fox bots back there to get him to drop a spread fire cannon. Not a weapon I intend on using, but it is a backup just in case we get some bad luck with a new enemy that's introduced in this second world, in Quartzon, the water world. The thief bot, you're going to see him briefly right here, the guy with the green arms there. If the thief bot gets the jump on you, he can steal random items, and it's actually coded specifically to have a higher chance of taking quad lasers than most of your other equipment. Quad lasers and cloak are invulnerability if you have them. He's more likely to grab those. So yeah, I have spread fire just in case quad lasers get stolen, because if the quad lasers get stolen, then the spread fire is going to be better DPS. Keeps the run from getting completely destroyed by just bad luck with the thief bot. So yeah, this I mentioned that this is the water world Quartzon. Water you'll see kind of flown around here and there. It's not really anything particularly noteworthy. If you fly into it, it kind of shakes your ship a little bit. And if like missiles or weapons that deal splash damage hit them, the splash effect from them is much reduced. But yeah, a lot of narrow tunnels here, well, fairly wide tunnels, generally enough to get around the diamond claws if you see them coming, but getting hung up on them a couple times, you can kind of see why diamond claws are a big pain in the butt in this run. They like to grab onto you and push you around. It's really kills your momentum. So yeah, right here is a time when the thief bot is likely to strike, and sure enough, he takes my quad lasers. I got unlucky there. With the right movement, you can avoid having him steal from you there, but yeah, just this is why I grabbed the spread fire cannon before. Spread fire cannon is still decent DPS, good enough. The main drawback with it compared to the quad lasers is that it's really bad at shooting at long range because it shoots three projectiles that kind of spread out the further they go out from you. So only good if I can get close in on enemies here. Killing the Lugard both for safety and for hoping that he drops homing missiles. Those green things are shoot homing missiles and have a chance to drop them, but they can drop anywhere from 0 to I think 3. So got one there, which isn't bad. Homing missiles are a little bit higher damage than the standard concussion missiles, and also always obviously lock on to enemies. The downside is they will not lock on to bosses or reactors, so if I'm wanting them to hit the bosses or reactors, I gotta make sure there's not other enemies in the area that they'll try and lock onto instead. So this level Waterworld is pretty annoying level. There's a lot of really fast-moving mine-laying bots that can just kind of throw proximity mines into your face without much warning, and they move way too fast for you to track or keep up with, so you kind of just gotta hope they play nice. Got a mine thrown into my face there, which is annoying. Play it kind of safe with that one right there, because another mine could have possibly killed me, but managed to make it out of Waterworld alive, and we're on to the sewer, the boss of Quartzon. And incidentally, this is also where we'll be able to pick up a replacement quad laser for to deal with the fact that it got stolen back a couple levels ago. So yeah, so you've probably been able to tell by now most levels, actually all levels in the game, are pretty simple routine. You grab some keys, you go blow the reactor, and you escape before the countdown expires. If you die before the countdown expires, you would immediately advance to the next level, but with only your basic starting equipment. So as far as I know so far, there's no point where the loss of the equipment justifies the just having to skip, just skipping, having to reach the exit. But yeah, it's kind of like a Super Metroid-esque like time bomb set sequence that you have to do every level. Incidentally, there's also hostages in most levels that we're skipping, so killing the animals every level, like it or not. Anyway. Coming up on the boss, I picked up the replacement quad lasers and also a super laser power-up that got upgrades to level 5 just to get a little more damage. Got a lucky cloaking device drop a little while ago, which makes this boss even easier than he already is. I just have to strafe tiny little circles to make sure he doesn't hit me incidentally, just from his blind fire. Yeah, boss is pretty straightforward. Just shoot some mercury missiles and drop smart mines, and especially if you have an active cloaking device, it's not a problem. Diamond Claw hiding in that exit shaft there. Sometimes he likes to push you out before you can actually trigger the exit sequence. But I got lucky and he stayed far enough back to not cause a problem. So first use of a glitch there with the quad lasers. You can actually shoot the quad lasers, the projectiles added by the quad laser upgrade, through walls or doors, because the 2 additional projectiles actually spawn slightly ahead of your ship. So at the right angle, you can shoot through a locked door, and if there's a switch right on the other side, you can hit it. Unfortunately, the angle is very specific for that, so it's really only an applicable bug if if there's a switch you're trying to hit literally right on the other side. But thankfully, Descent Maximum actually does that a lot in the level design, way more than the vanilla Descent 2 did. So that's a trick you'll see used a few times. So we're on World 3, Brimspark, the lava world. It's actually not quite as dangerous as it is in the original PC version of the game. Lava obviously touches you, damages you if you touch it. If anything shoots, if any shots hit the lava splashes up and deals splash damage to everything surrounding you, surrounding the point where the lava got hit. But yeah, I do not spend much time super close to lava. There's only a couple lava falls you're forced to go through and take damage on. So overall, the lava is actually not as much of a threat as it might seem. So following the thief bot here, because the thief bot just crashes into some proximity mines that are in that hallway. It makes it a little easier to get through there. So yeah, also worth noting, I didn't really mention it, but I picked up the Gauss cannon in the previous level. It's going to be the weapon I'm running for most of the run from here on. It also uses ammunition, Vulcan ammo, instead of energy, which is why I was making sure to grab Vulcan ammo up to this point. Really dangerous room here. These diamond claws can really easily block you at one choke point or another, and there's 3 of them, so you got to be really smooth on the movement there so that they don't do that. Because yeah, once they get close to you, and if there's nowhere to go, the choices are either to just use an energy weapon to try and destroy them quickly and hope that they don't plasma counter, or to use the Gauss. But the Gauss does explosive damage at close range, so you're hitting yourself. And once the Diamond Claw's got a hold of you in that, and if you have nowhere to go, there's really no winning play. You just pick your method of destruction and pray that you survive. So yeah, those Diamond Claws, super dangerous. New enemy type right there, the E-Bandit. Saw him briefly in the previous level too. Melee type enemy that drains energy on contact. Thankfully, I'll be using Gauss for a while, so even getting hit a little bit by him, not too much of a concern. Because you know, my primary damage output is ammunition based, not energy based. Energy is used for the Afterburner though, that I picked up back in Quartz on. Afterburner gives you some extra forward speed. Tricording, the you know, the movement where you like combine a movement technique where you combine like, you know, forward, vertical, and sideways all at once, is still effective while afterburning, but you got to angle a little further forward to compensate for the extra forward velocity. So coming up on the 3rd boss here. This level's got a lot of switches you got to hit to open barriers blocking off the keys. So yeah, blue key right there. And then another series of switches over here to get the yellow one. Not a particularly exciting level, except for the boss fight. The boss fight is actually really dangerous. Shoots mega missiles, which can easily one-shot at the shield I'm at, and has a huge blast radius, and also homes. So even if you dodge, it's likely hitting a wall nearby you and doing tons of damage. So this fight's just way too risky to take head on. So grab the cloaking device there, and then grab this hidden invulnerability, and then just kind of rush him in the face and shoot him till he dies. Something I'm doing, and you can see I'm pumping back and forward. What I'm trying to do there is get proximity mines to hit him. Proximity mines, when laid, move a little bit with your momentum, so I'm backing up, moving forward, and laying the mines as I move towards him in the hopes that the mines will move forward and crash into him. Gets a little bit of damage, extra damage in, makes him a little faster to kill. So with that, we're on to the halfway point. So we are on Limefrost Spiral, the Ice World. All that means is, thankfully, just like a white and blue color palette. There's no slippy, slidey ice physics to be found here. And more importantly, it means that we get these Spindlebots that drop the Helix Cannon, which is the highest DPS weapon in the game, and will be my primary damage dealer for the rest of the run. That said, still going to see plenty of Gauss, both for dealing with like Diamond Claws, certain bosses, and opening doors, because the projectiles on it move much faster and don't trigger the Diamond Claws plasma counter. So Deep Freeze there, the first of my Frost Spiral, deceptively hard. It's a very short level, very compact, but there's a lot of stuff that can deal a lot of damage to you really fast. There's a Cloaked Diamond Claw, which can actually cause you a lot of problems. I was lucky to get a cloaking drop from him there. Cloak drops are random. They'll be dropped from cloaked enemies, but there's no guarantees that they will drop. A lot of times the cloaked bots will just explode into nothing when you kill them. So yeah, the Gauss Cannon also a lot more accurate, good for long-range shooting. Here I use it to shoot out the Swindle bot that's in this hallway, leaving the red key before I wrap around into it. Helix Cannon is basically an an overpowered version of the spread fire that we were using earlier. The shots spread out quite a bit at a distance, so it's a pretty poor fit for long-range combat. But up close, nothing comes even close to dealing the amount of damage it does. So I'm going to be using it here to take out this reactor really fast. Playing a little safe because my shield got a little low. There's a cloaking device you can pick up in the reactor room there to make escape a little easier. Don't really need it, but just wanted to make sure I made it to the exit safe here. So one of the first instances there of seeing the Seeker type enemy. Despite the name, they do not shoot homing missiles. They actually shoot Mercury missiles, which are an extremely fast-moving and high-damaging dumbfire missile. Really useful for burst damage against bosses. So I try to kill them where I can to hopefully get some Mercury missiles. And I pick up another little trinket there, the Energy to Shield Converter. Energy Shield Converter lets you convert energy past 100 into shield points at a 1 to 2 ratio. So 2 energy points to 1 shield point. It's pretty useful for survival at some points. So this reactor is kind of hidden behind a fake wall, so you just kind of gotta shoot at it. Shoot through the wall until it goes down. Some diamond claws lurking up there by the exit just to make it a little scary. But coming up on the boss here, and this level's unusual in that it actually has no keys. So it's pretty much just a big spiral around a central boss arena. Pick up the Earthshaker missile. Earthshaker missile is the most powerful missile type in the game, but it's very dangerous. You got to be careful that you don't blow yourself up because it has a big blast radius and it explodes into a cluster of homing bomblets that also have big blast radiuses, so you gotta make sure you're not killing yourself with it. I'm gonna use it to get some early damage on this boss, some burst damage, because this boss is one of the most dangerous in the game. His attacks can blind you, and it's really easy to just kind of get chained into a lot of damage from there. We're kind of seeing that here. I'm just kind of blindly circle strafing, hoping that I don't eat too much damage, but with the Earthshaker thrown in to start the fight, he doesn't have all that much health, so it's not too much of a concern. So just got to reach the exit here, and we're on to the 5th level, 5th world, Valorous Prime, kind of described as, I believe, the alien world. By the internal files. This first level is actually also a little bit unusual in that there's only going to be one key, just the red key right down here. But the most level is consists of these kind of corkscrewing wide tunnels. It's really tough to optimize movement down here in here because you got to be rotating the exact right way constantly to go with the flow of the tunnel. So it's a little bit of an awkward section. Looks pretty cool though. And then there's this big loop at the end with the reactor. Just kind of rush along and pick up a lot of extra power-ups. So I'm gonna get my energy way up here and save it for energy to shield conversion on the next level. I could convert it now to give myself a little safety. Start converting some of the energy now, but energy and shield past 100 is kept to the next level, and if you are below 100, you get reset to 100. So I'm just counting on getting up to 100 here, and then being able to use my energy as I see fit here. So this level is a bit of RNG. All of the keys are held by bots here, and the first 2 are held by those obnoxiously fast-moving mine layers. That said, the first door, thankfully, is just a switch immediately behind it, and I can use the quad laser bug to make up for the fact that I wasn't able to get the blue key. It is faster if the blue key bot cooperates and just lets you pick up the blue key right away at the start of the level to just get the key and open it up. but it's very minimal time loss if he gets away. So there's the red key. The red key, thankfully, is not a roaming bot type. It's just one of those big, things with the Phoenix cannons and the Mercury missiles. Don't know if they actually have a proper name. They're never mentioned in the mission briefings. So, but yeah, this level's kind of got, you know, big like racetrack layout where you're supposed to chase the keybots around. But thankfully, not having to do too much chasing. And we're on to level 19. This level's kind of got a cool design where it's a whole bunch of small interconnected rooms that all open up into one like giant lobby towards the end of the level. Overall, not too difficult to level, but I do take some nasty damage at the start, so burn some energy for energy to shield conversion wherever I can. Big pile of Vulcan ammo there as well, which ensures that I shouldn't be running out of Vulcan ammo for the rest of the run. And yeah, just got to backtrack after grabbing the cell key. You can hear more walls opening up as we make this backtrack. Yeah, coming up on the last key for this level. Got to just hit a couple switches here, one there, and then one over this way. It's a little hard to hit at range because it also has an enemy in front of it. But there we go, opening up the last chunk of the level, and the reactor's just sitting right there. It's a pretty easy fight. And now we're on to the last level of Valoris Prime, which is kind of like not unlike the level we just saw a couple ones ago. All the keys are held by bots, and the whole level is just kind of this twisting kind of racetrack layout. Thankfully, like with the blue key bot back on Mindbender Station, we actually don't need to get any of these keys because all of the locked doors here just have a switch immediately behind them. So if we miss any keys, we can just use the laser glitch to get a shot through and lower the force fields to keep moving. Get a lucky cloak drop there, which makes the rest of this level a little easier. Especially makes killing the red key bot quite a bit easier since we're able to sneak up on it a little better. So yeah, didn't need to use the quad laser glitch at all, though having a hard time hitting that switch there. So I actually have not been using Afterburner much in this level, and there's a reason for that. Afterburner consumes energy, and this boss is immune to the Gauss Cannon. So Helix Cannon is pretty much my only way of reliably dishing out the damage to him. So I got to make sure I get there with enough energy to kill him. There's also a couple of useful pickups in the center of the arena here. Mega Missile and an Earthshaker Missile, which we'll be using later on. But get the kill there. And yeah, again, move on from there. Just got to backtrack to the exit. Unfortunately, my Afterburner doesn't recharge, because Afterburner will stop recharging if your energy is below 10. And while energy and shield are restored between levels, Afterburner gauge is not. So I start this level with low Afterburner, which is unfortunate. So we're on the last world, Pumasphere / Omega System. A little bit of a mishap there. Flew right past the blue key and somehow managed to not hit the collision box for it. So had to back up and pick up the blue key there. But overall, pretty minimal time loss. So this world introduces a lot of really dangerous enemies. You're seeing a lot of the spiders here. Spiders are rapid fire concussion missile launchers and also have a chance to spawn these little green spawn. They're actually called spawn. It's little green hornet looking things that are really hard to hit and just kind of dart all over the place and shoot lasers. And they can spawn anywhere from 0 to I think 4 of them on death. So yeah, spiders are just a really nasty enemy type, really obnoxious to deal with. And if you're forced to kill them, you're just kind of hoping that they don't drop too many spawns. Killing a cloaked Diamond Claw there. Hopefully, thankfully, getting a cloak drop there, which makes the rest of this level pretty easy. Just got to do some a little bit of puzzling there with the switches. But here's the reactor. Helix Cannon does still make short work of it. Worth noting that the reactor health does go up every level, so yeah, it is taking a little longer to kill these reactors than it did, you know, say the ones in the last world. But there we go. Nearing the end of this run, we're on Alien Nation here. It's a big, like, kind of crossroads section up here coming up. That dominates a lot of the map. Gonna be just grabbing the blue key. This blue key is actually optional. We could use the quad laser glitch there, but it's faster to just grab the blue key and then snipe it with the Gauss. Pick up a cloak there for safety. Makes going through this choke point easier. There's a spawn point there, what they call a materialization center, or MATCEN for short, which causes that that choke point to really get clogged up with a lot of enemies. So the cloaking device really helps to get through it without getting totally destroyed. Got the final red key down this narrow hallway, held by a sidearm, which can have flash missiles, so gotta be careful to not get flashed. And Diamond Claws spawning at the MATCENs in there, so I have to make sure I don't get blocked in by them. But thankfully, not causing too much trouble there. Coming up on the reactor fight, we've got another Earthshaker missile pickup in here, which will help with the final boss when we get there. Although it's not entirely necessary. We'll talk more about that later. So yeah, cloaking device in there as well, just for a little bit of extra safety. Makes finishing this level out pretty easy. And now we're on the second to last level, and this is by far the most difficult level in the game. I'd say the most difficult level in any of the official Parallax Classic Descent games. There's a really nasty room coming up here in a little bit that you'll see, where you're forced into a cage with spiders shooting through the grates on either side, and you gotta shoot a switch through the grate right here. Taking a ton of damage here is pretty unavoidable, but I actually survived that room, which is quite a bit of a rarity. But pretty low on armor, on shields. I'm trying to convert excess energy to stay alive, but I'm trying to play it safe to keep myself from going down, but fortunately it doesn't last for long. The spider bounces into my face, and I kill myself with my own Gauss fire. Like I said, I very rarely survive this room right here. And I actually have not yet had a run of this game where I have gone deathless through this level. It is just an incredibly challenging level, and the fact that I was able to make it that far without dying is unusual. Unfortunate, but a little unfortunate because it's a little farther from the entrance. When you die, you drop all your items and respawn at the start, and you kind of got to make your way there with minimal equipment. So it's better if you die close to the start so you can just get your gear back real quick. Taking some nasty hits here, though. Make sure to grab the extra shield, but I'm trying to hit the Lugard there, and the Thief bot flies in front of me and blocks my Gauss, so I just drop a quick safety save there to make sure I don't die during the escape sequence. I end up not, but yeah, just the Thief bot kind of being a little bit of a pain in the neck. So one last quad laser glitch there to skip needing to go grab the blue key. Just shoot through the grate there, lower the force field for the yellow key, and head straight for the yellow door. And the red key is going to be down here in a little bit, and we'll also see the exit, but we're not going to see it again, because, yeah, this exit is very far from the boss arena, and failed to pick up the red key there. I have to back up for it, but important thing is I don't die there. Really don't want to have to go all the way down there to reclaim my gear. So yeah, this whole level is kind of a big sphere with the wrapping around the boss arena in the center. So going from top to bottom and then back to center to fight the boss would be kind of a pain. But pick up the invulnerability here, and here's the last boss. So this boss is kind of gimmicky. Rather than being immune to certain weapons, he's immune to damage in the front. So you gotta spin around and shoot him from behind. I just unload everything I've got, the shaker missiles I've accumulated and everything, and he goes down without too much trouble. But as I mentioned, that exit is extremely far away. And I've mentioned before that if you die during the escape sequence, you just immediately go to the next level. But in this case, there's no more levels, so we can just suicide and finish the game that way. It's faster than going all the way to the exit. So yeah, there it is. 2919 descent maximum. That's again, that is world record currently. Yeah, it's again, it's a lot like the Descent 2 run, but a little bit shorter and a little more weapon variety. So it's a pretty cool run. Fairly short and sweet, and a lot of fun to show off. So I hope you guys consider it. I would love to run this in HDQ. So I think that's all I've got to say. Thank you for watching.